Okay, so made some progress. I had to drill that in a new place because this lever was touching it. That's just a block washer that I dropped before. I guess that's where it fell. Um, yeah, so there was another. I was trying to move it back there, but I realized it would interfere. Right now, it's hard to see. It's just like grazing that, but it's fine. Um, so basically, we got this is something that's power on all the time. So this comes from battery power. I just use a 10 gauge wire, um, and then I divide it. This is powering the switch, so that when it powers the switch, it has power for the crank and for the ignition, and that just turns. Obviously we already know these turns on. The ignition is direct, but the starter turns on the relay, and then another wire goes to the lights, which is right here, and then I have another wire that goes from here to the cigarette lighter. So I'm rewiring all of that stuff. Now, I had originally made I have two wires coming out for the, right there, the two red, those are the jump wires. Those two red wires. Nope, those are the jump ones. Those two wires, okay. So one of them goes to the back of the fuel gauge. Probably see the brass nut with the red wire. And then I said I was going to put the radio on the other one. The radio is this wire right here. Now, I just taped it up. There was no fuse in it, so I put a fuse. Not sure if it even works. But this is what was there originally. You squeeze this, and it goes on that stud on the back of the fuel gauge to power it. It's like, I guess they haphazardly, if they install a radio in a car back then, it was a rare option. So they just they didn't wire anything permanently. They just put that. It has spring tension. It was tight on there too, so it's pretty crazy. So I'll keep the same fuse that, the fuse thing that's here. It's still intact, and rather than tearing up this wire here, because I don't know, I just feel like it's taking value away from it. But I'm gonna hook this up, and like I said, this became a hub where I added the cigarette lighter to it. I haven't put these fuses in yet. I haven't run anything to the main fuse box, but everything is pretty much hooked up for the crank wires. Come on. For the crank wires, and initially powering up the fuse panel. I don't know. I don't know. I may have second thoughts about doing this, but I'm probably just gonna run it to the back of the gauge, like I said. I'm not sure about running another thing, but it leaves another 6-volt item that I could power. Not that I really have anything other than the clock, which it's kind of crazy if you just run it, with the key on, and you lose time constantly. But like I said, the clock definitely does not work. It's frozen. So let's see if I can hook this up. Nope. Oh, wow, that's really on. That's pretty crazy how that worked. So yeah. Did I get it? Yes, I did. That's pretty wild. I gotta pull out all these bulbs, of course, and change all the bulbs. And I'm probably not gonna redo the wiring. I think the wiring for most of these, these bulbs are okay. If anything, they're a little bit frayed by the switch over here, and this is the directional signal, which has its own fuse. I'm probably, the fuse is right here. I don't know where the power is coming in from. It's probably disconnected at this point, but it may be down by the, because I'm running a new wire directly with a fuse on it to the brake lights. So I don't know if it gets power through there and it feeds back, or if it was meant to come through here. If it's meant to come through here, I'm just going to put it, I hate to, it's funny because I have just as many things, if not more, that aren't switched on. So I may just, this is directional, so yeah, you'd want it switched on anyway. So yeah, this is going to be one of the things I'm going to put on the main fuse box here with the key on power, and I'll put a blade fuse. So I'm probably just going to, trash this and just put a new wire from here to the to the fuse box that I made here. Already hooked up the 8-gauge wire I put here. I just got to tighten up the nut, and pretty good shape. A lot of other things, you know. I got that. It's funny that there's a vent hose here, that drain hose, and I just touched it and fell apart. It looked a little weird, and it goes through this hole. Right there. I'm not quite sure where it goes. Kind of just disappeared there. This is my new cigarette lighter thing. I just wrapped the old wire up right there. So it shouldn't have power. And I'll get to this wire here. Is going to go to the fuse box with the key on. I don't know if this is a fusible link or just a connector of some sort, but I'll probably just tape it up for now. I might just run a new wire. I'm not really attached to this anyway. This is all like it was all, you know, up there and up and around, and it comes back down. So I just may run it straight across, get some wire loom, but pretty weird. It's one of these. I thought I moved it around a bit. Yeah, right here. That's the one. Yeah, because it goes to the switch. Oh yeah, it's this wire here that's going to this. It's going to this this guy. It's all frayed down here anyway, so I'm probably just going to clip it and run a new wire, because each motor will have its own thing. The one that's going outside to the underneath the car to the other one should be okay. Like I said, this is kind of frayed. It just goes right in here, so I'm a little leery about doing too much. I ordered one of these for this. Rod right here. I ordered this from China, and then the guy goes, I said, hey, where's my thing? Where are my hoses, you know? Because it said he was going to be away. Your seller is away until February 2nd. Then all of a sudden it said seller's away until February 10th or 12th or something. I said, what's going on? He refunded my money, and he goes, we have the coronavirus where the government told us not to work. You know, I was like, okay. I forgot about that. So now I got to reorder those. Like, this is hard as a rock. Probably filled with some kind of crap. When I turned them on, it smelled like a thing, but the motors do work. What else? I think that's it for now. Gotta tighten some of these up. Probably put a little loom over here, or just some tape or zip tie. This is gonna be for the alternator light. Basically, the amp meter is officially disconnected. I tell you, the steering wheel will kill you. Oh. Yeah, so I'm not gonna bother with the gauge. I mean, I could have done something, but I was just afraid it wasn't gonna hold the 60, even though the alternator is only 60 something amps. I just didn't want to put it through there. A light is gonna be easy. The only thing is, I got oh, real quick note. Anybody know what thread this is? Because I'm missing. The two of them were out. One guy was on, and I really had to go crazy to get it off. But I don't even know what thread that is. And where the hell do you get these nuts? I did manage to find the reproduction, you know, handles, because these all work. So I don't know where the hell to get them. Maybe I'll call Bob's Automobile tomorrow. What was my thing? That came out good. Damn it. I came out here to show you something. Oh yeah. I ordered this. It was like $25, and I just thought, yeah, it's a real retro looking light. But then it's gigantic. It's 1 inch. I'm like, there's nothing on the planet that's 1 inch. Where the hell do I put this? You know, so I got to make some kind of bracket or something. But I don't know. And I didn't even know it was gonna have this kind of diamond, you know, design here. And I was a little upset the way I expected something a little more normal sized, you know. It'd be easier to hide, being that it's not stock, you know. But I'll see. I don't know. I bought it already, so I might just use it. But I gotta make a bracket of some sort for it. So that's it. All right.